Welcome to another episode of Athena Marie TV, where I'm sharing with you alternatives to allopathic medicine so that you can make informed choices towards your wellness journey. On this Health Tip Friday, we're going to talk about vitamin deficiency. Um, Deficiencies are something that most of us have an idea about, but we really don't put more, take more time to actually get to understand it, of what it does. We hear the word vitamin deficiency, but what do we know about each one of those vitamins, so that we can keep it in our heads, like, this is why I need to eat fruits and vegetables. This is why I need to stay away from certain things, because they're basically the building blocks of our internal body. So, as I shared with you before, I'm just going to be pulling pages from my natural healing book, and we're going to roll like that. So, let's see. So, why are vitamins important? So, every cell in the body relies on sufficient supply of vitamins to do its metabolic work. In this way, vitamins perform many functions. Among other things, they provide blood formation, they promote blood formation, sorry about that, and healthy skin, hair, and vision. They help to maintain nerve and muscle, and they aid in the release of energy from foods. Recent research suggests that some vitamins can help prevent certain disorders, such as cancer, cataracts, arthritis, and heart disease. Most vitamins must be obtained from foods or supplements because the body cannot produce them. And that's the one thing that people, I feel, need to kind of look at when they're making food choices. How much of the kind of like, how we go to the store and we go and look for the supplement vitamin. If you start really looking at fruits as, oh, this is a vitamin C supplement, this is a vitamin E supplement, this is a vitamin D supplement, then I think you would see how little you're probably ingesting vitamins into your body, because technically we're supposed to eat the vitamins, and then if you're not getting enough, then you supplement it to your body. But a lot of people, they say, I'm gonna just eat crap, and then I'm gonna just eat take some pills and supplement, and it is not the best, I'll put it that way, simply because the way that your body breaks down and recognizes the fruits and the vegetables from the supplements, they're just totally different. One's organic and one's synthetic in a sense, right? So keep that in mind. So vitamin deficiencies are common in many groups of people. Dieters, dieters, pregnant or nursing women, the elderly, people under stress, and those taking medications such as cortisone or antibiotics. So we have that piece as well. Having an understanding of how supplements and medication, the interactions of that, is pretty important as well, because it can cause what would they call it, it's almost like cross contaminating, but that's not the word. I'm forgetting what it's called. Cross interaction, I believe it is. When you're taking a medication with a particular vitamin and they don't gel together, right? So they'll like either cancel each other out or actually have a bad effect. So this is another reason why you shouldn't just have a little bit of knowledge about your medication that you're taking, and then interactions as well. So let's see. So plus cigarettes, coffee, alcohol, and birth control pills all rob the body of vitamins. The first sign of vitamin deficiencies are fatigue, irritability, and anxiety. So that right there just those three alone, that's like half the world. That's actually more than half the world. That's for everybody. Most of us are not getting enough sleep. There's so many coffee drinkers, and they just don't even realize like that is just wiping out all that good food, you know. So especially those people eat real healthy, but they drink so much coffee, you know. It's like you have to balance. And then you know, you may not know why you're irritable, and it could just be a lack, you know, that your levels are just, they're just off, so you don't have anything to give, so you don't have a buffer in your system for dealing with people, because people can be irritating. And then anxiety, you know, there's so many people that have anxiety and depression right now, and that's a chemical imbalance, you know. So yeah, so over time the immune system will weaken, and that's the biggest takeaway. If nothing else, when you're deficient, your immune system drops, and when you have a you know, low immune system, well, you know, that's like being in a war where you don't have your flanks protected or your front protected. That means things can get in, which means you can get, you know, bacterial, viral, or fungal type of infection or ailment. So for those people out there that say, I don't like vegetables, I don't like fruit, you know, think about what you're actually giving up on the ends of the other side of that, you know. So let's see, preserving vitamins. Overcooking light air and long storage diminishes the vitamin content of fruits and vegetables. To minimize vitamin loss, buy local grown produce, choose frozen fruits and vegetables over canned, and I'm so sorry, because they're more nutritious. Wash and cut, produce. I need some water. Hold on. Okay, preserving vitamins. Overcooking, light, air, and long storage diminish the vitamin content of fruits and vegetables. To minimize vitamin loss, buy locally grown produce. Choose frozen fruits and vegetables over canned. They're more nutritious. Wash and cut the produce just before serving. Don't buy pre-cut fruits and vegetables. Select organic fruit and eat the skin of pears and apples. Steam fresh vegetables rather than boiling them. So that's just tips to preserving the vitamins. So on this little diagram here, it's showing certain vitamins that help certain body parts. So thiamine, which is a B vitamin, helps your muscles. Vitamin A is good for the heart and circulation. Vitamin B12 is good for your blood. Vitamin D is good for your bones. And then pantothenic acid is good for your brain. Not sure what that falls under, actually. So on the back of this, it tells you about the vitamin deficiency. So what can you do? There is no substitute for a healthy diet of fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. Vitamin deficiencies usually occur only after many weeks or months of intake below recommended levels. So, after many weeks or months. So that's why when you get your blood drawn, you know, especially if you do it annually, you're probably going to be, you're not going to know that you're out of whack unless you're paying attention to, like they were saying, the fatigue, the irritability, and the anxiety feeling. And so by the, you know, a year comes by, then you're really deficient. So if it happens this fast of, you know, weeks or months. So supplements that supply a mega dose of vitamins may provide an overdose. So, you know, catch 22, you can't just, if it says take 2 and you take 4 and 5 and 6, you're not doing yourself any service. You're doing a disservice to yourself. So now they're going to talk about the differences between fat soluble and water soluble vitamins. So fat soluble vitamins are stored in the body for use as needed to increase their absorption. Cook with olive oil. So let's see, we have vitamin A, healthy skin and heart. They're suggesting 5,000 IUs and supplied by 1 medium carrot. Vitamin D, bone formation, that's about 400 IUs. That's about 3.5 ounces of avocado. Vitamin E is great for cell protection. That's 30 IUs, and that's about 1 tablespoon of wheat germ oil. Vitamin K is your blood coagulation, and they are saying it's about 80 I just went blank on what this means. I'll just say mcgs. And they're recommending 1/4 cup of parsley. So those are all the fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. So then we're going to go to the water soluble vitamins. So these water soluble vitamins are not stored by the body. Therefore, you must strive to meet the daily recommendations. So these are the ones that you need to really pay attention to and make sure that you are eating them on a daily. So vitamin B6 strengthens your nerves, and they're recommending 2 milligrams. And then that's supplied by 2 large bananas, which, you know, I don't know about that because we're going to leave it there. I'll talk about my other opinions later. And then you have B12 for red blood cells. That's 3 mcgs, and that's about 3.5 ounces of salmon. Vitamin C for immune system, wound healing, cell production, that's 60 milligrams. That's about 2 cups of fresh raspberries, which is actually pretty good. I like raspberries. And then you have folic acid for cell formation, fights heart disease and birth defects, and that's about 400 mcgs, and that is supplied by 2 cups of asparagus. Then we have niacin, which is for energy metabolism, and which is another B vitamin, but it's 20 milligrams, and that is about 5 ounces of chicken breast. And then you have that pantothenic acid, which is for the central nervous system. I have to look that one up. 10 milligrams, and that's about 10 cups of skim milk. Now these are definitely, this is a very old packet. So back in the day when I purchased this, there was not a big thing about, you know, not eating dairy. So I'm seeing all this like skim milk and all that kind of stuff. And so then we have riboflavin, and that fights fatigue, and they're suggesting 1.7 milligrams, and that's about 3 cups of non-fat yogurt. Then you have thiamine, which strengthens muscles, heart, and nerves, and they're suggesting 1.5 milligrams, and that's about a 5-ounce pork loin. So those are just suggestions. You can actually go on to you know, Google and Google there's an actual website, if I can remember it, I'll put it in the description, where you can actually go in and put in the food, and like something's in my eye. Yeah, but you put in the food and it'll tell you the vitamin nutrients for it. Let's see. Extra tip. Cigarette smoke destroys vitamin C in the body, so smokers need 100 milligrams a day. A cup of orange juice supplies this amount. Then you have vitamin-rich cocktails. So then they're giving you little recipes that you can do to juice. So raw or eat. So it says raw fruits and vegetables are the best source of vitamins, and drinking fresh juice made from them is a delicious way to take advantage of their nutritional power. Use a juicer to make the following fruit and vegetable cocktails. So that's pretty cool. They give just one. No, they give 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm looking at it wrong. They give 4 recipes. So to boost your immune system, 2 carrots, half a lemon, 1 stalk of celery, a half of a red beet, and 1 handful of wheatgrass. To guard against cancer, 3 carrots, half an apple, 1 handful of broccoli florets. To renew cell and fight the aging process, 3 carrots, 1 handful of spinach, 1 orange, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Interesting. And then to improve your vision, 1 apple, 1 kiwi, 1 handful of matcha, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Really interesting. Okay. So multivitamin preparations. So although it's not a substitute for a healthy diet, a multivitamin that supplies no more than the reference daily intake for each nutrient can provide extra insurance, except for the vitamin E, which may be safely taken in doses up to 400 IUs by people not using an anticoagulant drug. Taking supplements of individual vitamins is generally not as good an idea because sometimes very high doses are harmful. Antioxidant power. Beta carotene found in dark green vegetables and orange fruits and vegetables. Vitamin C found in citrus fruits and broccoli. Vitamin E found in nuts, vegetable oil, and dark leafy greens are all natural antioxidants. These substances help neutralize free radicals, which in turn help prevent accelerated aging and fight disease such as cancer and heart disease. So that's a lot of information, that you can really take and make better informed decisions. Simply put, knowledge is power, and your health is in your hands, literally. Because people complain all the time about these ailments and stuff like that. Having, you go over someone's house and, you see all these medication bottles all over the place, and one thing you can kind of use as a gauge, especially I'm just saying this because I'm in a new situation in my life of being single again. So when you think about like dating or stuff, like people, men and women, when you go over someone's house, like in a sense you kind of want to check to see if they have a lot of medication, because that's going to be a telltale of like how they're taking care of themselves, like if you care. I think you should, because in the long run you're gonna have to take care of that person, like especially if you get married, till death do you part. So it's selfish to not take care of yourself, and relying on someone else, a loved one, to take care of you. Like, that's your responsibility, not theirs. You don't want to be a burden, I guess is what I'm saying. So that concludes Health Tip Friday. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm hungry. I'm actually gonna make me some turkey tacos and drink some water probably, and possibly even make one of those juices that they just suggested. But we'll see. I'm always making juices anyway. If you guys would like to see certain juices that I make, there's some that are like my standard, that my go-to, and then other than that, I play around. But if you'd like to see what I'm drinking, what I'm juicing, what I'm eating, um, let me know. Maybe I'll do. I've been thinking about it, playing around with it, because I have some people saying, you know, oh, you can have a cooking show or whatever. And it's very hard for me because I'm such a random person. When I'm thinking like a friend was asking me when I was at work today, what are you gonna eat for lunch? Because you know I had a half day, so I was like, he's like, I know you didn't eat all day, so like, what are you gonna eat? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I haven't even thought about that yet. And of course, while I'm driving, I'm thinking like, oh, what do I have a taste for? I think, oh, I want tacos. I go to the grocery store and I go pick up the stuff. So that's what I mean by random, you know. So I don't really plan out my meals. I know I probably should, but I changed my mind. So it's kind of hard to plan out my meals um, in a whole, you know. Like this meat or whatever, I could make tacos right now. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, of course, because it's a pound of meat. And you know, later on, I may decide to make spaghetti with it, or you know, like there's just like twofold the meat. So meal prepping, a part of it for me would be like the stuff that's diced already, and like the meat itself, and I can just use it for another another meal. So that's kind of like meal prepping, right? Yeah, I need to get better at that. I used to do it and it did help a lot. Take the thinking out of it, and not having me eat fast food all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I will talk to you guys soon.